Hi, my audience of Unmuted with Bismi Palatty. I am so excited and at the same time privileged and honored to have my mentor here from Dubai to talk about this great topic, Unmuted. And Elizabeth Percy is a great personality, not just in Dubai, in the whole world. She is an award-winning trainer and she got a great background in the airlines in the IATA world, but she got a very special personality and then she wants to help the people to have their full potential. I would say it was my luck and the blessing from my great friend that I connected with Elizabeth years back, and then she is continuing her help to find out my real power in all different areas of my life. So thank you very much, Elizabeth, for allowing me to share your story through my podcast, Unmuted with Bismi Palatty. And welcome to my podcast.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, I know that you are really in a very well known in the royal families in Dubai and all other worlds. But I really want you to share who you are, what you are doing for my audience in Australia, please.
So I'm a girl turned into a woman many years back, but I think through life I have learned that we can turn into a woman, but we may not have all the tools. So it
Mhm.
was my divorce that actually put me on track, and I learned that a woman needs to know how to take care of herself,
Yep.
and God needs to be her best friend.
Okay.
Faith is very important,
Mm-hmm.
and faith lifts a woman from nowhere to everywhere.
Yep.
And as the second point is our intrapersonal skills with ourselves will take us to many journeys, many
Mm-hmm.
challenges, but we'll get there.
Mm-hmm. I picked up the word faith from you, Elizabeth, because that's one of my core words in my Fora framework for intersectionality and the single parenting. So you mentioned that you learned that you need a tool when you got divorced. So obviously you felt that pain leaving that relationship and then leaving your son. And I know that he is doing amazing things in the world of music and the making magic over there. But can you give me a word that you can refer to your motherhood?
So I was a mother with a profession, and then I must say, when I was pregnant, I didn't know I'm going to get divorced or anything, but I dedicated that time for my son. So I kept talking to my son in the womb, and though it was not recorded that it is a boy, I knew it would be a son, and I already termed him and named him in the womb. But many things that I named in the womb and prayed in the womb and said in the womb actually is happening now. I wanted my son to be schooled without fees, and I worked in organizations that actually provided the fees. I wanted to live in homes where company provided the home. Till today, I'm living like that. And those are prayers that a mother says out of the like a bear hug. It is for her to protect her son. At
Hmm.
that time, it was a happy marriage, but still, those were my prayers.
Hmm.
And years later, after we got divorced, and had to pick up the life from the divorce point without any alimony or anything. But there was always provision, and I was always put in places where schools were provided for my son. In Doha, Qatar, where I worked for Qatar Airways, you see, I was that time making a decision, and so separation. I went there, and I learned how to raise my son alone over there. But he
Hmm.
was in a good school as decided by Qatar Airways, and he had all the privileges. I had all the privileges, and we learned to bond as mother and son.
Mhm.
Then it went distant because his father took him to India. Then his father got married again, etc. So it became a different home family. But there was one thing that I always told him is
Mhm.
respect the mother who's taking care of you, because she too is your mother now.
Mm.
And as a distant mother, my role was to make sure that my son is connected to himself and his
Mm.
spiritual being, so that he moves as per his intrapersonal skills.
Mm.
And today he is like that. And though he is a very successful percussionist trainer in Bangalore, and he has his own moments as well in training. Yet he is connected to his faith, he's connected to his God, he's connected to what he's doing. So I say, whatever you may be, you may have to be a distant mother like me, or you have to
Mm.
be a biological mother, and then some other mother takes care of the person. But you need to, you need to trust your son into the hand of the Creator. It's very,
Mm.
very important. And being
Mm.
a son, that is carrying the lineage of the family. We know what we went through, and we are still molding ourselves out of it. So
Mhm.
they don't need that. So they need only the guidance and prayers to take them to the next level. And I believe, more than fist fighting, or making it challenging, that no, I can prove more than you, etc., for parents who are separated or divorced, just let the child grow in whatever
Mm.
space he is, in peace. It's very important. The child's peace is everything.
Mm. Yeah.
Even now in the new year, he's busy with his concerts, etc. So I accept that, and I just keep saying, okay, how are you, how are things, or I like it, or I like his Instagram page, or keep the connection.
Mm.
It's the line is being human. That's what Dubai has taught me. Just be human. Okay, we are not here to prove anything.
Mm.
God has already proved who He is, and He's still proving every day in our lives. So we are here to not uh, show who we are, or to display our arrogance. It will not work.
Yeah.
We are here to respect the ground in which we are, and to evolve other people,
Mm.
which starts with family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an amazing journey of motherhood, Elizabeth, because you took him close to your heart, close to your life when he was needed. And then you gave that royal protocol lifestyle for him, even like, without paying for it. That's amazing. And then I could remember many stories that we shared during our sessions, that how the manifestations that you did clearly came after, like, after many years. It's more of like when you feel or see those things, you can see, yes, that time I clearly manifested that, and I know that it is coming. And that's what you actually did your career in journalism, in aviation, in royal protocol, and further as now as a trainer. And trainer is a very special type of trainer. And I know that the story that we shared, it's like this founder was founding you or finding you in a very special way, which was almost like a 19 to 21 years of that type of searching that Dr. Muhammad did. So
Yes.
tell me about your instinct, like that wish, or the learnings as a childhood from a royal background, and then figuring out how I can help the other people, like other royals, along with the normal people, to think like a royal, that mindset of a royal people. So, can you help us
So,
to know a bit more about your life?
so now, if you look at it, we are five siblings, but only one is used in my mother's professional way of doing things. And she used to be very available to the Palace of Kuwait in her medical profession. And
Mm.
today I am earlier in the early days of my life, I was more my dad's professional side, which is aviation, journalism, and being outspoken, etc. But now, today, as a trainer in RGB analysis and going into behavior analysis, I'm more on my mother's journey of her journey that she didn't complete. And then in 1996, so I was an editor for Expat News in the state of Kuwait. And when Sheikh Ali Jabir, I had to visit his office for a specific reason. Then he told me, "Why don't you just train the youth? You know so much. So why don't you train the youth?" So till today, his photo is in my office, and that I have kept to show my guts. Actually, I went there with my photographer and driver to talk another subject. Today, I will never think that I went there like that because it was without a protocol, etc. But still, His Highness received me and he talked to me and he solved the matter. But
Mm.
this was his thought that youth need to learn. Youth
Mhm.
need to learn. And today, we as Smart Inspiration UAE Training, our focus, and Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim Al Ali, who is the visionary founder and chairman of Smart Inspiration UAE Training, his focus
Mhm.
is also transforming global minds. So we have come to a culmination of two dreams. And today we are working, every day is different, every student
Mhm.
is different,
Yeah.
every acknowledgement is different. Little royals too, we are training. But the royal attributed to my life, the royals attributed to my life right from 1996 and much before also there was a little bit of it, but 1996 onwards I was always in their grounds.
Mm.
So after meeting Sheikh Ali Jabir and after he talking to me about it, then I was with Sheikh Talal in Kuwait Airways, and then I moved to Qatar Airways, where again I was on the protocol of the matters for the CEO and the senior management, as well as in all launches we would meet someone or the other from a high level. And I must say,
Mm.
in one of those moments only, I met some of the presidents and prime ministers of the country.
Mm.
In those learnings also, I got certified after my experiences, not before my experiences. So
Okay.
while I was being trained on job in protocol and in tasting of foods and in different ministerial lounges, I used to just do it as work. And then I got certified in international protocol.
Mm.
If you look at my life like that, even in Kuwait Airways, I got certified by Pitman London in ISOL, English
Mm.
language training. And so it was my workplaces that got me certified. Even if you look at Smart Inspiration, because we both, Dr. Mohammed and I, we love to learn, most of the
Mhm.
certifications are here, even in multiple intelligence and communication, etc. But through all this, my one learning is communication never happens overnight.
Mhm.
Our internal energy needs to be correct. Communication cannot happen overnight. Our
Mm.
build up anxiety can destroy the communication completely or can make us surface into different individuals that didn't know we were, and then therefore result in relationships breaking out.
Mm.
A lot of doubt can come in if communication is not right. But again, it is the genetic being that has to be corrected.
Mm.
So after uh, after RGB analysis came in the picture, I'm able to understand it better because I have
Mm.
students. Over the last 7 years, we have students in Smart Inspiration UAE training who are doing personality development and behavioral skills, and we can see the difference
Mm.
simply by acknowledging that the food needs to be worked on so
Mm.
that our anxiety start to be managed. Our body is a big billion-dollar machine, I think. But this machine needs our whole being to participate with it.
Mm.
So, to all women out there, We are not in a world to compete with men. No, we are not there.
Mm. Yeah.
Our world is, we have our own world. We need to mind our own business.
Yeah.
I would say that. Just mind our own business, live ourselves inside out right,
Mm-hmm.
learn to take challenges step by
Yeah.
step to the degree that you want, not the
Mm.
degree that the world wants. If I got divorced as a very young woman, then you can imagine how much of learning I had to do, or how much of anxiety I had to deal with.
Mm.
But my professions, my careers helped me to challenge that. I
Mm.
always say aviation taught me how to walk through the roads that finally come to the right point. Because you have to
Mm-hmm.
walk airports and airports and airports. Nobody is there to hold your hand. So
Yeah.
you learn by walking the steps. The
Yeah.
same thing even in motherhood. I was very challenged, and I was very upset and sad that my son has to go away and it has to happen that way. But I had to face it. And then when he was 18, I went to meet him, and then the doors opened. Today we are communicating with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Today we are on Zoom calls, etc.
Yeah.
Yes, that distant mother is not easy. It's not
Yeah.
easy, but it has to be how it has to be. At least the child needs to see his mother. Even
Yeah.
for him, it's not easy to say, my biological mother is somewhere, and this is my mother too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
That
easy. But
that's a
these are
big trauma.
phases of life. Yes.
Mm.
These are
Yeah.
phases of life.
Mm.
So when I look at it, it's not something to be kept under the carpet.
Mm.
It has to be talked about, and it has to come to the table. Today he's a successful percussionist. A
Mm.
few days back and even yesterday, all that, he was in concerts, and he just loves the stage,
Yeah.
and he loves to train. And so a part of me and a part of his dad is in him.
Mm-mm-mm.
Actually, his dad started training him in being a percussionist when he was 3 years, and we discovered that when he was in the school.
Mm. Yeah.
So we discovered that when he was in the school, that he didn't like to, he preferred outside, because he was being taught in the American school in Kuwait, but and the church grounds, evangelical
Mm.
church grounds. So he liked the sound of drums, etc. So these are
Mm.
the things parents have to take into consideration. What does my child like?
Mm. Yeah.
That's very, very important.
Yeah. I think
what
in at
is
the Mhm. Go ahead, please.
what can I put into my son, or what can I
Mm.
put into my child? How far can I do it? But all this is a lot of faith and a lot of focus. It
Yeah.
doesn't just happen overnight. There should be
Mm-mm.
someone behind the scenes, always creating their life for them in
Mm.
silent prayers. It's very
Yes.
important
Yeah.
in giving them the faith.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah.
important, because they are very young. So we have
Yeah.
to take those steps. We
Yeah.
can't just brood over what we lost.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's not repeat it. Let's not.
Exactly.
Let's,
Yeah.
yeah, let's step out and move on.
Yeah, I am when I'm hearing you as a distant mother praying for your son's positivity and then giving him what he wants and he love. I'm thinking the current scenario happening in Australia. Australia is a country where we encourage single parenting with the real help because the government is giving enough help. That's what government is saying. But with this co-parenting, that is what happening at the moment, is actually killing the children's mindset because parents are competing each other, like who can win the hearts of children. Some people are having 50-50, but some people just having a weekly 1 hour, one to maybe 6 hours. Sometimes they will get at least one overnight per week. But these people are competing and they're not really thinking what they can give as a distant parent or distant
It's
mother or
actually,
dad.
yeah. See, and it is when you become a distant parent, it's
Hmm.
unconditional love. because you have to allow your child to live in all environments.
Mm.
Okay, so you have to open the environment for him by showing you are also open to it.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I
a
had to
great
tell my
opening for
son,
us.
you need
Yeah.
to love your environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to love your present environment. I'm always there for you. And this
That's
is
great.
still our
So,
communication.
yeah,
Yes.
it's too much hatred going through co-parenting. That's what I can see because yeah, the situations like most of them will be real. Like they have issues, violence will be there, or mental health issues will be there. But I feel like the hatred is going there. So if you are hearing me, the audience in Australia, and if you think that your distant parenting, I like that word, distant parenting is impacted with the hatred, I would really love to rethink because the energy that you're spreading to your next generation is not right. You need to send that blessings and then prayers, then positive energy for your kids. That's how you are actually at least filling the gap being a distant parent. So listen to Elizabeth. She is running a wonderful training session at Dubai. It's called Smart Inspiration, and then you should connect with her if you think that you can't really think and manifest or can't really figure out how you can become a distant parent or how you can become a better version of yourself. And I will be putting the details under this video. But I'm going back to Elizabeth's personal life and then finding out what exactly the secret, the top secret of becoming better and better, being a distant mother. And I know that you have gone through millions of troubles and then prejudices and then poking and backstabbing, everything in your life becoming alone. But you took that path, airport to airport, roads to road, to get into that right road. I would like to check with you, Elizabeth, what will be your three strengths that you achieved becoming that part of woman, being alone, being with your son, and then no other directions to live the life? What are the three strength that you achieved through that life?
So first I had to take a step of knowing who I am.
Mm.
Okay, so our positioning in life is like this. We position according to circumstances. And
Mhm.
that is the biggest mistake we do. Because
Mm.
if you take a 10 dirham note or a
Mhm.
100 dirham note, even if you
Mm.
crush it, it's still the same value.
Yeah.
So I learned that only through the divorce process and the divorce stages. And when I was healing, I only learned then that.
Mm.
And because of that, in the early days, my salary was not very high. But when I realized who I was, my salary started to grow.
Okay.
So if you say my salary is less, then understand where are you coming from?
Mm.
Where is your inside abundance? Where is that? Or did you
Mm.
value yourself according to the circumstance?
Yeah.
And this was my first learning. Then when I realized that even if my creator values me, I don't value myself. So let me start valuing myself. And
Mm.
this is a journey till today. I'm still going through many things and waking up those areas which still takes you back to, okay, why did this all happen?
Mm.
Okay, and I'm still working on myself. And
Yeah.
thanks to Smart Inspiration UAE training and the many trainings that I had to take for my voice to come out, and the many learnings I have from my own students, and adults and children, these are all,
Mm.
for me, another footstep, another stepping stone, another
Mm.
learning, which is, we are going to put it all into a book shortly. But
Mm.
yes, but the fact is, first is know who you are.
Yeah.
Second is know your thoughts. Your thoughts can destroy you.
Yeah.
So, and the third is know your voice.
Exactly. So that's what I think, main three areas that we need to really pick up because you need to know who you are, and then you need to your thoughts and then your voice, because your thoughts are making that voice. Sometimes your voice is, pushing back as your thought as well. So I can clearly feel that power of you is actually connecting you to your inner self and then come out as voice, because the power is actually forcing you to think. You usually always say that you need to unlearn your brain because of all this generational trauma, because that's where I started my self discovery, because I clearly connect with your story of talking to your son from your womb, because I had a conversation with my mom and then was asking her questions like, did you have this feeling when you were pregnant with me? Did you think like that? Did you have this experience that you were telling me without even knowing me or knowing my mom or my situations, but you can clearly feel where that trauma coming from. And then the moment that I realized that those things were real and my mom was saying yes to all those questions, I can clearly see how well trained you are to figure out the real power of you, power of thoughts and power of voice. So that's where I started my journey of discovering myself and my strength, and especially when I was in that single parenting mode and didn't know what to do, where to start, having the issues in the corporate life and stuck like anything. That's where all the things really started to grow. So I really would love to check with you as a trainer. You were going through many students, and I know that you got tiny little kids and to that main, like, major company directors, and then some princes from
Yes.
other countries as well. But tell us how we can fill up our cup, because the principle that we all believe is that without filling our own cup, you can't really share with other people. So
Yes.
our listeners would love to hear from you as a trainer. How can we fill our cup? Because you clearly mentioned that your strength that you attained, but what can we do to fill it?
So first we have to, the first line that we have to know is we are the creation of the Most High God.
Yeah.
So how can we be not right for the world? So it's our journey to discover our inner strength, our inner skills, our inner abilities. And actually, with RGB analysis and the report giving us the other side and our skills, and seeing that after training our students' behavior, that the skills start to enhance,
Hmm.
it has become very real to me that unless our behavior is taken care of,
Yeah.
our skills cannot be enhanced. But our behavior is a residue of what happened in the womb of the mother.
Hmm.
Therefore, this has to be taken into consideration to come and do your training in behavior first and
Hmm.
then move into skills. Another way is the power of thought and power of words, the power of you is are now curated into a course.
Hmm.
So anybody can come in and do online as well, these courses. And another course that, because to find your own sound is the first step. We
Hmm.
are all living in our father's sound, a mother's sound, a grandmother's sound, a great grandparent's sound. But what is our sound?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this between personality development and the power of you series, if people can just find who they are, then they don't have to be always following a voice that's not theirs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
find your voice is what I would say.
Yeah, that's I think that's where everybody is failing, because we will be singing the song of our generation, and then breaking that cycle sometimes is tedious, sometimes, like, you need to sacrifice many things, and then you will be thinking, why should I have to do it? Just get along with the song or the
Yeah.
voice. I think that's what happening in at least on my generation. Maybe the next generation is trying to do something better, But the thoughts that you sharing through the mentoring process is actually helping to break that cycle, at least to try whatever we can in our gut training process.
Yes,
And that,
and if you look at it, our thoughts will disappear once we work on our gut, liver, brain axis, and we
hmm,
work on our food. Then the bacteria changes, and therefore neuroplasticity works in, and amygdala gets lighter. This is the amygdala point. So it gets
hmm,
lighter, so we stop rethinking, and we have this habit of, if something wrong happened, we have to just check, will it get right? No, leave it. It will get
hmm,
right. Leave it
yeah,
and move on. Don't go checking at the back. Then you're confusing the brain. Are we
hmm,
going forward or back? So let's not go there.
that's yeah. I would like to check with you because when I started I do still remember the first day. You asked me to, before the training, you asked me to come with some color pencils. And I was wondering, what are you going to
Yes.
do with the color pencils? But there is a connection with the colors and your mind. Can you explain what it is? Because I know that the listeners will be really interested to see what color they love and what's the reason behind it.
Okay, so there are two ways.
Hmm.
Uh, we still do the colors and clay with our students. Clay, when they do like that, it actually opens up the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And colors, the color will tell me where is the energy center that is needing more, the right food, and also the corpus callosum is in colors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we the what we are lacking will show up more when we are coloring, and then
Mm-hmm.
that color food can be added to our weekly diet. So 7 colors are our 7 energy centers, which runs along the spinal cord.
Mm-hmm.
And our root is where, uh, before the brain started, the root was already formed at time the mother is pregnant with the baby, and all emotions are there at the root or at the pelvic region, and this
Mm-hmm.
needs a cleaning and cleansing every day. Simple cleaning and cleansing is sitting on the grass,
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the beach sand, and
Mm,
getting grounded. This is very important.
mhm,
And that's where our safety security link is, the root energy center of the body. So I studied all this, basically self study, before going into any certification, because I was curious to unlock myself.
mm,
Okay, so nothing, money is also an energy.
mm,
Going up in life is an energy. So simply asking daily, where is the gap between what I actually am looking for and where am I? Where's that gap? Am
mm,
I standing in my own gap? Am I the reason that things are not happening? Is a very relevant question.
mm.
Because usually we are standing in the space and not pushing back so that the
Yeah.
flow can happen.
Yeah.
This is very important. A simple salt bath. A
Mhm,
simple salt bath will remove so many energies out of us. It will get us
mm,
grounded and we will be more focused.
yeah.
Simply sipping water
Mhm,
puts our focus back.
yeah.
And a daily prayer that I want everyone to do is l- just get me connected to loving people around me,
Mm,
loving people, peaceful people. It's all very important because if our peace is not there, how can we work?
mm,
How can we develop ourselves? How can we grow? How can we move into the next step?
yeah.
And for that, first let us be peaceful
Mhm,
so others can welcome us.
yeah.
But if we are not peaceful, which comes from homes and families and social environments, so let's choose our environment. We need to
Mm,
choose.
yeah.
And I was climbing all these ladders, and actually I didn't climb. They put me in those places. I
Mm,
didn't climb anything. I was put on those spots. So when I was doing all that, I could watch so much top down.
Mm.
And this is important, that top needs to first get clear. We need to, as leaders, make our own space clear so that others can be welcomed in that space.
Mm.
Judgment and validation, let's not go there.
Mhm.
Judgment and validation actually makes the waters muddier.
Mhm.
Let's just stay to bring out the best in everyone or move out of their space. Let
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
If someone's unable to work in the space that we gave them, then let go. It's as simple as
Mm.
that. No need of
Mm.
judgment, validation, no need of that, because we are actually blocking our own selves.
Yeah.
And this is very, very important. Actually, when I think of books, and I was talking to a publisher in Australia recently, and he was saying, I think everything needs to be another paperback. He used to tell me like this. I was saying, okay, one by one, we'll do one by one. So there are many things that I have thought today, which I didn't think before because I was in a different space. So the
Mm. Yeah.
space, the energy of the space matters.
Yeah.
The space needs to be ready for us to create again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And therefore, we are not here to turn anybody. We are not here to solve anybody's problem. We are not here to make anyone look right. If they want to look right, they will find a way.
Okay.
Okay? Not everybody it has our steps of challenges and rising in life, and not everybody. I recently realized that also. I wanted to
Mm.
put somebody on the map, but that person wasn't ready like me.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
not everybody is Elizabeth Percy. I
No.
actually came out with that line. Not everybody is Elizabeth Percy. Elizabeth Percy likes to make things happen, but not
Mm.
everyone is Elizabeth Percy. I
Exactly.
had to realize it in a very uh, challenging way, but I let go.
Mm. Yeah. I was listening you pouring golden nuggets, Elizabeth, right? Like, the many things any single mom can do at their own pace, like, sitting on a green place or sitting on the grass and then, doing or sitting, walking on that sand on the beach and then having a salt bath. That's the three simple things that we can clearly pick it up. And if you are going through the eggshells of family violence, if you are going through the hard time of your single parenting, you don't need to go anywhere, just on your own pace. If you do those three things, and the best one, I love that the prayer that you do every day, like, give me the people around me who loves me, or like an lovable people and peaceful people around me. That prayer is very powerful because I can see, like, going to an environment, especially a workplace where everybody hates, and then we need to sit in a place like, I'm in a glass bottle. Everyone is actually coming and trying to absorb me. That type of feeling is really not good for your mindset, not good for your creativity, and not good for your leadership skills as well. So those messages that were all nuggets. So I know that my listeners will pick it up and whatever they want to know. And I love your last one. Yes, Elizabeth Percy is unique. Here we are, uniquely and wonderfully and beautifully
Yeah.
created. And that's why we are special, because you are different, you are unique, and that's your power. And sometimes we forget, and sometimes we try to get, compete with other people, try to get into other person's title or that place, but we never understand that, you are not me. That's my power. You are
Yeah. So
Elizabeth
that's
Percy
what,
is not Bismi. That's the power.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. We cannot get into somebody else's sanskar. If you listen to BK Shivani's talks, you cannot go into somebody else's sanskar. Then you're going to capture from there what your sanskar, what your being cannot accept maybe.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
stay in your sanskar, stay in your sanskar, stay in
Yeah.
your being. Every
Exactly.
being is different. Stay in that being and grow in the being.
Mm.
We are not just created and left in this world. There is a creator watching over us.
Yes. And we are
So
just a
can we
puppet. Yeah.
Yes, we are following his path. We are
Yeah.
asked to follow the path that he gave us. We are not here to judge anyone. We are not here to validate anybody.
Mm.
We are not here. Yes, we will feel sad. Yes, we will feel why it happened to us. But that doesn't mean we have to cross the line and validate, or we have to
Mm.
cross the line and judge, because then you will lose your path.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, so when you're put in such situations where you feel, no, no, it was difficult, it was this, it was that, let go,
Yeah.
push back, go into your own being and find out who you are,
Mm.
and then you come back. Push back is important, your own
Yeah.
space is important, and I say silence is the name of the game.
Wow.
If you
And
know
it's
how
hard.
to be silent, then you know how to play the game.
Yeah. Okay. That is.
All all leaders, especially in UAE, we have this beautiful leadership,
Mm.
amazing leadership. And this year is called the Year of Family and Year of Community. And this
Mm.
leadership is so unique because they have soft power.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I learned from my being with the members of the royal families in Kuwait, Qatar, Ras Al Khaimah. It is just their being of silence, their
Mm-hmm.
being of acceptance of everyone. And
Mm.
so also the president of UAE right now is on a visit to India. But that being of accepting, listening, listening
Mm.
is what I learned from the royals. Simply they listen. Whatever mood you are, they just listen to you.
Mm.
So give an ear to others, listen to them.
Okay.
Okay, so that your being also knows, okay, silently I will listen. No need of judging anyone.
Yeah.
We are not God, we are not the creator of the universe. We are just another human being. To dust we shall return.
Mm.
And then what? So it's very important that we know our standing on this earth. We are another human being built with skills, built with the other side of behavior, thanks to our
Mm-hmm.
genetic being. We need to work on ourselves and find our inner potential increasing and becoming the person we were potentially made to be. So
Mm.
if we are going to look like this, then we have no time to fight with anyone. So
Exactly.
I say, let go.
Let go. And I think that's one of the greatest rule for grounding, right? I can feel
Yes.
the way that you're talking and grounded and then very clear and then giving that moment to think. So that's clearly, um, um, I can feel it because when I talk, I like, raise my voice. I feel excited, but you are really grounded. And that's what one thing that
That's,
I need to
that's
really
years
learn.
of
Yeah.
that's years of tuning myself and preparing myself. I went through a lot
Mm.
professionally and personally. I tuned and I'm still tuning because we are not finished until the light is over from us. We are
Mm.
still tuning because we have to influence so many people, the man next door, the security guard, etc.
Mm. Yeah.
Yesterday I've said, okay, let me bless the security guard in our building with some food, and then he was like, for me? I said, yeah, for you. So let's just do something outside our relatives and family, because that's the stranger is very dear to the heart
Mm.
of God. Let's do
Yeah.
something outside that. And this
Okay.
is my plus.
Okay.
More than anyone that is dear to me, I always look at the person that doesn't have anything.
Yeah. Okay.
This is very
I would
important.
I would really like, your way of living, your way of giving is very special. And I know that how you care each and every trainee coming to you and then giving them that motivation to be the best version of themselves. And I know that the country actually recognized you as one of the best leaders, the women leaders of 2025, and then you got that wonderful award last year, and I was so amazed to see you are receiving that award on the stage. So I know that more than that award, you are a person who keep some special things close to your heart. So I just want to check with you, what will be a proudest moment that you had in your life, of a trainer or of a mother or whatever the profession that you had, a proudest moment that you still keep so close to your heart?
So now my son is 27, 28, I guess. Not sure. 28 should be. So his daily life, what I see on the Instagram, and he's busy with creating something or the other, makes me a very satisfied mother.
Mhm. Yeah.
And from my training life, when I see that however hard the student was in training, but the student has suddenly woken up and is living a different life as I expected the student to be, but maybe
Mm.
I wanted it fast, but the student finally reached there. That gives me a kind of satisfaction. One of my students used to always cry. She would always, tears will come when she's on a talking mode or something. But at a recent event, she actually talked without any tears, and she did a good job. She had a very
Mm.
interactive audience. So our timing is not the timing of everybody. As
Mm.
a
Yeah.
trainer, I learned that it will happen, but it will happen at the person's timing.
Mm.
At the right time, it will happen. But I
Yeah.
would say to all women out there and
Mhm.
all girls out there, perseverance is very important.
Yeah.
Acceptance to change is very important.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
that's
this is a
truly.
very critical thing, because maybe we are not driven, but just drive yourself. Be around
Mm.
people who drive you. Be around people who can acknowledge you, who can clap for you. Very
Mm.
important.
Yeah.
There's a student he's very small, but he wrote in his class work. I didn't comment when he wrote that, but he said, what I like most is when I do something good, I like a pat on my back.
Okay.
So he's very small. He's below 20 and he's very small, but he actually wrote that. So he,
Mm-hmm.
as a student, as a school student, and as a small, as a young child of the home, can write that, then every
Mm.
child must be thinking that.
Yep.
I say every adult is thinking that.
Yeah.
Why
You
do
need a
we
pat
race
on.
in life?
Mm.
Yes. Why do we race in life? Why we want to be out there seen? Why? That's all. That's what life is.
Mm.
We want to be seen. We want to be heard.
Exactly.
So
Because,
why don't you have your own podcast and be seen and heard? Why
yeah,
don't you have your
true.
own videos, be seen and heard?
True, because
I
that's
say
the
that.
easy way. You can really share what you
Yes.
feel, what you really want to achieve, or what you want to say to the other people. And
Yes.
that's a great way of unmuting yourself. And then if you are
Yes. Yes.
listening, yeah, go ahead and then share what you really want to, share with the people. I
Yeah.
love the way that you mentioned that perseverance is the key. I wanna, put another question which I used to ask every guest, because the you talk about God, the love, and all those creativity, and I truly believe, and I'm strong follower of my leader Jesus Christ. So he always asks us to forgive, and forgiveness is a blessing as well. But my tagline is like, we can forgive, but we should not forget.
No,
So if I
I
say
would,
that, what's your thoughts on that?
I said forgive and let go.
Okay.
Because to keep the energy of not forget, there's
Hmm.
so many energies you're blocking towards your goodness in life.
Okay.
Our being, if we don't forget, it will go into tissues and cells, that thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we don't have good health, what's the big idea of this all this life?
Hmm.
Health depends on our thoughts and emotions.
Hmm.
So if we forgive and don't forget, what is it for? Let go. I say let go. Don't look back.
Okay. I was actually
It's
having with
not,
another guest. So to me, it's like, if you forget, you may be doing similar mistakes in your life. So
no,
what can
no,
we
that
do?
is, no, no. We forget and we learn to
Mm,
overcome the challenge so that
mm,
we don't step into the same space. Know the space.
mm.
Don't step into that same space again.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but we for not forgetting is the cells are remembering it.
Oh, okay.
You didn't tell your brain, no, it's not my reality. So the brain is
Mm,
still keeping it, which is a lot of tension to the nervous system and to the amygdala.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Therefore, people go into MS and all kinds of sicknesses. You're working against your neural system, against your nervous system. You're putting a lot of pressure into your nervous system. No need of that.
Hmm. So how they can keep that space and forget about it? What can be
Learn,
done for it?
learn, learn. How
Hmm.
did I get into that mistake?
Okay.
Learn. Okay.
So
Maybe you were
always.
running away from
Hmm.
something and therefore you got into that space and you felt, oh, I'll be comfortable in this space. Or
Okay.
maybe you wanted to suddenly become famous and therefore you took a shot at it.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere anything will happen only with our choicest choice.
Hmm.
Everywhere we made a choice, not somebody made a choice for us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get that line off. I made that choice. Going through it. Now let me
Mm-hmm.
learn from it.
Yeah.
Nobody is responsible for our mistakes. We and self alone is responsible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Accepting that, or like own that mistake or own that
Yeah.
lesson, and then like don't come to that space. I like that idea, rather than, because I always feel like I shouldn't be forgetting because I may do the similar mistakes. And I was
No.
agreeing with all our other guests saying the same thing, but it's clearly a new learning from, from you, like keep that space, but forget that, and unlearn and tell the
Unlearn.
brain that that's not the reality of
Yeah.
myself at the moment. That's great. That's great to, it's a different angle of thinking,
Then
how
only we
to,
feel free
hmm,
to go, okay, what next?
yeah, okay, that's great.
If something is lingering over our mind, we cannot go
Hmm.
into the next step.
Exactly. So that's a new learning for me today, Elizabeth. That's great. And I believe the listeners will be feeling different angles of your situations of forgiveness and then what you have done in your life. But if you haven't done, just try how to, unlearn that experience and then keep that space so you won't get into that similar spot. So, Elizabeth, I would really love to check with you as a trainer and a seasoned, distant mother, because I know that you are a satisfied mother, which is what I'm looking forward to with my three boys, still teenagers, and then going through the teenage tantrums. But I would love to be a satisfied mother. So, can we get suggestions? And I would say, tips and more of like a tips and advice to become a better mother, being a single or being with the husband. So what are the best things that we can do to become the best mothers?
So the first step would be looking at ourselves
Mm-hmm.
as a human being, as a girl, as a woman, as a
Yes.
mother.
Looking towards
Where did
inside
where
us. Okay.
where we did not unlock ourselves, where we
Mm-hmm.
did not see the inner things that need to be still worked on.
Mm-hmm.
And let's work on that. And we'll
Yeah.
reach somewhere at some point of time.
Mm-hmm.
There are no there is ground for learning. So don't be
Mm-hmm.
harsh on yourself that I did a mistake. Everybody does mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
but it's
from
good
the
to,
mistakes, yeah.
yeah, from the mistake we have to start dissecting to see where is the real issue.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Don't cover the real issue because then you will build mistake on mistake.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that's
Okay?
that's what always we do, right? Why we may be coming from one life, which we broke or which we decided not to go to the other one, but we're doing similar mistakes.
Yes,
But
same mistake.
mm,
So the first thing every human being needs to
mm,
understand is, am I compromising,
am I
or
compromising? Hmm.
or is this what I really want?
Okay.
When we start to differentiate between compromise and what I really desire,
Hmm.
there will be a difference. Many a
Okay.
times we compromise. When we
Yeah.
compromise, we don't fit in that box anymore
Mm-mm-mm.
because our box was something else.
I like that
Yeah, that's
idea. Like compromise or desire, what will win, right? Because when we compromise, we may be doing something that is not correct to your
that is
values.
not in our energy, so we can't work on
Okay.
it. But we ran
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
away from something to fit into that for some space of peace.
Yeah, I know. It's more of like an escapism, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
But
okay.
remember, that has got a deadline.
Ah, yeah.
Escapism has got a deadline. But if you're living in your own space, it will keep growing into other spaces.
Yeah, okay.
When a
So
river
stop.
flows,
Mm-hmm.
it needs all the roads to be open.
Yes.
But if you chose a path where it closes somewhere, it will not open. It will get
Mm-hmm.
stagnated.
Yeah, okay.
And that's
So,
what we are doing. When we start to compromise, then we become stagnant and then we lose it altogether.
mm-mm-mm.
And this is where we have to be very prudent, I say, and very
Mm,
wise. And that means a lot of faith in inside the being inside
mm,
should be very, we should be very connected with the being inside. Spiritualism is very important. Spirituality is very important.
yeah,
We cannot live certain situations in life without spirituality.
yeah.
So I say move into a flowing zone
Mm-hmm.
sooner or later, but move into it.
Yeah, okay. I like that you connected the 4F of my, framework. Even though I didn't ask the exact questions, what I'm actually learning and actually researching through my studies is the 4F framework of the single parenting. That is faith, family, and finance and feminism. And then you touched all four elements of that because that's where we are all struggling to thrive because we are surviving somehow to feed the people in that life or maybe showcasing a happy face to other people and surviving or keeping that family together, but we are not clearly desiring whether this is what I want or are we trying to escape from the reality. That's what I
Yeah.
can clearly see in my decision making. Sometimes I feel, oh, this is my desire. This is what I want to do, but it's too much hard work. So just
Yeah, well, but that is
escape.
the thing, no? We look at our potential there. No. If
Hmm.
we are given a big assignment,
Uh-huh.
resources will be there.
Okay.
So we need to know that, okay, this is what I believe is my assignment. So
Hmm.
resources come to me now.
Okay. Okay.
Call your resources.
Okay.
Okay. So I stand
That's
in the center of my office and say, East, West, North, South, come. Students come. I'm very happy that 2 days back I had a former model from Mauritania in my office, and I even asked her, where exactly is your country?
hmm.
Okay,
So
so
where is it coming? They are coming from all four
all over.
four sides. Yeah.
That's
So
our
I'm at,
faith and our belief system. So this faith and belief system needs a clear path every day. So if we
okay.
dwell on the past, how can any flow happen?
Hmm. Okay. I'm picking that river. That's analogy really helping because we need to have that path for flowing, that river
Yes.
flowing. The life of our river should flow, but for that you need to be really clear your whole body from your gut to your
Yeah.
mind, to your brain. So you need to clean up all those area to flow that wonderful
So
life
the
in a
best
positive way.
the best way is grounding and hugging a tree with the heart on the tree. And then
Mm,
the tree takes away all our being inside that is so much so confused, and it starts to give its energy.
mm, mm.
It's a very easy step, but we don't want to do the easy step. Just sit on the grass, just lean against the tree. Now the spinal cord is also
Mm.
getting a new breathing space in that.
Yeah, yeah. So I really would love to thank you, Elizabeth, because it's the whole. I took a bit more time as as I promised. It's more of like lots of energy that you're sharing, lots of nuggets that our Australian women should hear from you. And I know that that is really useful for us to mend on our relationship, forgive, and then let go that mindset, which is not happening much here in Australia. So thank you so much for your wisdom and all the nuggets that you shared from your wonderful life experience as a distant and satisfied mother. We would love to see you again on this platform with different topics. And thank you so much. And I will be sharing your details on this video. And if you are hearing us on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube podcast, and if you want to know more about her, connect with her directly and get that wisdom going and growing in your life as a river flowing through the abundance in all different elements of intersectionality, faith, family, finance, and feminism. This is Bismi Palatty on the podcast called Unmuted with Bismi Palatty. Elizabeth, thank you again so much and spreading your energy from United Emirates to this continent. And then I know that many more collaborations are happening in future with us, and then looking forward to that. So thank you again, and all the blessings
Thank you.
for all your future plans and dreams.
Thank you.